Joining us for a conversation is Sean Kun, the CEO of Dolly Varden Silver. Mr. Kun, welcome to the show, sir.
Maurice, thanks for having me on.
It's a great time to have you join us as Dolly Varden Silver has just embarked on its 2022 drill campaign on the high-grade Kitsault Valley project. Before we begin, Mr. Kun, please introduce us to Dolly Varden Silver and the unique opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Okay, thanks, Maurice. Silver companies are unique and rare to begin with, particularly pure silver mines, high-grade silver mines. And what's even more rare and unique is having such a company in a safe jurisdiction. So what sets Dolly apart from its peers is the size of the ore body, the grade of the ore body, and the location. So we are a high-grade silver explorer. In all categories, we have 138 million ounces of high-grade silver in 43-101 compliant resource estimates. And we control 15 kilometers of prospective ground in the prolific Golden Triangle. This is an area that has seen some of the biggest and richest gold and silver mines on the planet. And, with this newly acquired and consolidated Kitsault Valley trend bringing in the Homestake project, we've added about 5.5 kilometers of unexplored prospective Jurassic age Hazelton rock. So this is the same rock, Maurice, that hosts Brucejack, Eskay Creek, KSM, and Red Chris.
Speaking of the Golden Triangle, take us on to the Kitsault Valley project, where Dolly Varden Silver has just initiated a highly anticipated 30,000-meter drill program. Please walk us through the drill program and the key objectives.
Okay, great question. So we have got 3 drill rigs that are now turning. We have planned and budgeted a 30,000-meter drill program. And the way we've allocated that drill program, Maurice, is 50% of the drill program is going to grow existing deposits. So we've got 7 deposits on the property, and these deposits are open. They're open at depth. They're open along strike. So we're looking to utilize 50% of the budget to expand existing known resources. Two of those mines, two of those 7 deposits are mines. They're past producing mines. And the other 50%, and this is where we could really move the needle. This is where we could add 50 million ounces of silver, 500,000 ounces of gold. And that's the 50,000, the 50%, the 15,000 meters that are being allocated to exploration. And so that's essentially the program from a high level. In terms of goals, where I want to be at the end of this drill season is I want to be at a place where the bulk of the resources at Homestake are in the measured and indicated category. I want to be at a place where we've extended these deposits at depth and along strike. And ideally, I want to be at a place where we're reporting a brand new discovery. I've got a lot of confidence that there's certain areas on the property. For example, if you go to the south of the property, the Torbert horizon moving over to Wolf, I feel very confident we're going to grow Wolf. And I feel very confident that we're going to make discoveries at depth at Homestake and Homestake Silver, and I think, where we can really move the needle for our shareholders is coming up with a new discovery in that 5 kilometers that separates Dolly and Homestake.
Now, Dolly Varden has a robust treasury. Should the program proceed as planned, could you potentially increase the number of drill rigs to, say, 6?
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now, Maurice, we have no debt. We've got $25 million in the bank. So 30,000 meters of drilling in the Golden Triangle all in is about a $12 million spend. So to answer your question, not only could we go to, we could definitely go to 6 rigs, and we could definitely expand the drill program.
Now, shareholders love to be informed. What can we expect as far as news flow this year, and how soon could we receive our first update on the drill program?
That's a great question. Now, the good news this year is there is a new assay lab in Stewart. So I'm expecting that some of the difficult turnaround times we had for assays last season will be sped up. I also think because of the state of the market, this is a very, very difficult market for junior companies. I think you're going to see less companies that are active in this region, meaning less core that is being analyzed. So I think that, last year was a year where I think our first results were out in October. I'm pushing the team to see if we can get results out as early as August.
Now, before we leave the Kitsault Valley project, Mr. Kun, when it comes to being number one, where size meets grade in precious metals, which company holds that title?
Maurice, we hold that title. We've got the only project in a safe jurisdiction. We've got the only project where we've got this size of silver and gold endowment at these grades. So, in terms of if you're looking for, this is the differentiator. This is the only project where if you're looking for this size of silver mineralization, this size of gold mineralization at these grades, it's the only one.
Now, leaving the project site and into the corporate offices, Dolly Varden completed a private placement financing at the end of March for $13 million with your strategic partners in Eric Sprott and your neighbor Hecla at a premium of $1.02. What does that indicate to current and prospective shareholders when some of the strongest and most successful entities in mining are willing to pay a premium for Dolly Varden?
I think it goes back to there is a shortage of real projects that have a real opportunity to be the next mine. And I look at the Golden Triangle. You've got companies like Newcrest that have spent $4 billion acquiring producing mines. So they acquired Red Chris, they acquired Brucejack, and next is Ascot's Premier Deposit. Skeena is making some great headway, and then you've got Dolly Varden. And I think there is a shortage of real projects. There's particularly on the silver side. This is one of the few silver projects in a safe jurisdiction that has this size and grade of endowment. So, I'm grateful to Hecla, I'm grateful to Eric Sprott, I'm grateful to all the other institutional investors, all the retail investors that support us. It's pretty amazing that in a time where the GDX, the GDXJ, the SILJ have really not performed well, that Dolly Varden on a relative basis has done quite well. And that's the one thing that I can attribute that to is our shareholders. Our shareholders understand what we're doing. They've got a long-term time horizon, and they believe, like I do, that this will be a mine, that this company will likely get taken over by a larger entity, and this is the company to ride for this cycle.
And speaking of shareholders, and for the record, that is, I believe I've added to my position every month this past year. So you have my full confidence here. Mr. Kun, please provide us the capital structure for Dolly Varden Silver.
Okay, so we have 230 million shares issued and outstanding. If we look at our large shareholders, our largest shareholder is Fury Gold at 33%. Next is Eric Sprott at 11%, and then Hecla at 10%. There are various institutions that make up about a 38% ownership. And so if you add it all up, we've got about 85% of the company that is held by approximately 7 shareholders. So, of the 230 million shares issued and outstanding, there's a pretty small float, and that's why you can get some of the moves in Dolly Varden's share price. Like if we go back to 2020, we saw almost a 800% appreciation in terms of the share price from low to high, and it's because of that. That tremendous structure and the foundational shareholders having that long-term perspective in view.
Yeah, speaking of that long-term perspective, my wife saw that the share price was 50 cents about a month ago. We immediately, without a second thought, we purchased, and the share price already appreciated up to 75 cents. So thank you for that, sir.
You're welcome. And I think that, we work really hard at Dolly Varden, but there's an element of taking what the market's given you, and we've been fortunate that when windows have opened up whether they were financing windows or whether they were acquisition windows. The team has worked very hard and diligent to try to do the best deal for shareholders, reduce dilution, do accretive acquisitions. And, I think if we continue to be focused, that's going to lead to big discoveries, and it's going to lead to continued growth. I think about the last 2 years at Dolly Varden. Company has, in terms of share price, has grown by about 300%. The market cap's up about 600%. The mineral inventory has tripled. I'm just blessed to be running such a relevant company in terms of this size of I keep reiterating the same message, but its size meets great in a safe jurisdiction. And I'm very, very, it's a lot of fun working with this talented team of explorationists who've had a lot of success. And you look at the step out success we had on the project last year, and we're really hoping to build on that. And with 3 times more drilling, we expect 3 times the news, 3 times the results, 3 times the discoveries. And now with this newly acquired homestake ground, and I got to say, I'm grateful to Tim Clark, to Michael Henriksen, to Ivan Bebic, to Brian Atkinson. I get to go out and test Brian and Michael's best targets at homestake. And, nobody's going to benefit more from it than Fury as our largest shareholder. So it's something else that we've shown the market, that you can create a win-win situation where you put these 2 projects together. It's been good for Fury. It's been good for Dolly shareholders. And now this is the time where the rubber meets the road, and we can demonstrate what we're going to do here, how we're going to grow these ore bodies.
Before we close, last question. What did I forget to ask?
Maurice, you're thorough. You got it all this time.
Okay, sir. Well, Mr. Kun, for someone that wants to learn more about Dolly Varden Silver, please share the contact details.
We're very active on Twitter at SilverVarden, www.dollyvardensilver.com. We love talking to shareholders. All of our contact information is on the website. Please reach out to us, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Mr. Kun, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Wishing you and Dolly Varden Silver the absolute best, sir.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.